Hi, everybody. I'm Wesley the writer, and today we're going to finish up this week's discussion about mindset with how I shifted my perfectionist mindset to get the job done. I feel like I had spent the beginning part of my podcasting and writing career just trying to be perfect with everything, going back and scrutinizing over every little detail and trying to make sure that I was, completing the task at hand as best as possible. All these things that I know weren't indicative of the job that needed to be done. I was just doing things because, I felt like that was the way that it needed to be done. I had to really shift my thinking when it came to content and actually putting something out, because like we talk about these things all the time, right? I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna, do a screenplay. I'm gonna make this track or whatever, and we keep wanting it to be the best that it could be, but that's not how it works. Let me explain. Whenever we look at someone online post something like, some cool video or something, and they're doing it, they got all the followers, all the clout or whatever else, we're seeing the end product of something that they have been working on for years out offline, right? So that's one of the main issues with internet culture. I feel is the fact that we're so focused on what we're seeing, we're not paying attention to what was done before. We're not paying attention to the hardships and the struggles of people who had to grow up in society that was telling them, that their work sucked or that they, weren't doing the best that they could do. And so they had to really refine that. A lot of these big names, and I could name them, but you already know who they are. They're so big and so successful now. But in the beginning, that was not the case with with any of us. Yes, there are societal things that play into it. Like people, some people are richer than others. Some people have more um, stability with their household than others. And to get over that is the most important part, I feel. But also just understanding that the um, the overarching issue is the fact that you are not putting out what needs to be put out. So let's say that you are wanting to be an actor or an actress, right? So you're thinking that you have to go to California and to start putting yourself into the limelight that way. Now, granted, that's a fast track, right? You're going to get to California. You're going to start going to parties and trying to meet people and trying to mingle and get somebody's name and all that other stuff. And then maybe, just maybe, you might be able to be featured on a show, or you might be able to get some clout with someone and somebody might put you on somewhere. Well, there's a few things that you didn't take into consideration. One of which is money. The second thing is stability, and knowledge. So, whenever you go somewhere and you don't actually have the knowledge to manage yourself, like you're just going there, fresh start, nobody else, there as an assistant, nobody to help you with telling you no, because that's important too. Having a no person, or a lot of people like to make fun of the yes men, and they should, because people who keep telling you yes, 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 don't have your best interest at heart. They're just interested in what they can get from you once you become successful. Anyway, you need to be focused more so on how you can continue your life while you're in a space, right? But then also another thing is you need to understand that it's better to go somewhere with a library of what you are about rather than just showing up with nothing and hoping that you get something. Make your success. Don't just hope that you get successful. Actually do your thing. That was my that has been my grand understanding that I had came to after spending years of trying to chase success, right? I realized that I was trying to put myself in the sphere of people and not putting myself in the mindset of doing. Um, I didn't have a library of things that I had accomplished. Instead, I had a, let's say, um, I had a verbal explanation of what I could do. I didn't have a website showing that I already have like multiple books and scripts and things. I only had me and my and my word. Now back when we were hunting bison, you know, like that would have been okay, a man being about his word and all, but nowadays we don't accept that as currency. And so you have to adapt and you have to be what you say you are. You know, if you're an actor, get yourself a camera and do some monologues. Put yourself in the spotlight in your own right. Pay somebody to shoot short scenes of you in these particular areas for reals. And yes, there are people who make that their career is just hiring people or selling their camera skills and selling their set design skills in order to make scenes for you to show off your talents as an actor or an actress. Um, Doing voiceover work. You know, there are plenty of places where you can do that. You can even do it by yourself. Write yourself your own scripts and do it all on your own. Make yourself an online account with like Fiverr or something, and really get people interested in what you can do as a voiceover actor or actress. And that's how you do it. And when people start seeing you and hearing you and look like they see you doing it, they're more inclined to say, hey, this person is actually doing something, rather than the litany of other people just hoping that they can get some form of attention. And it takes effort, it takes money. That's why you get a job, that's why you work. That's why you focus on what you want to do while you're doing the thing you have to do. That's why you stop thinking like an employee whenever you're going and working with someone on their job or something, right? You stop thinking like, oh, I need more money. I need more money. No, what you need to do is focus on what you're trying to do with your life. Stop trying to focus on what you think you want. You don't, or, you don't need a bunch of money to run out and, shoot yourself in these scenes or to become a rapper or anything like that. You just need to get enough money to do your thing. You need enough money to live in a place, sure, right? You need enough money to take care of your base necessities and everything, or take care of your responsibilities. You know what you need, right? Whenever that tax money hit, instead of going and out to the club and pretending to live a lifestyle that you don't live, you know, use that money to build your thing. Maybe it's just to get some extra equipment so that you can start recording yourself. Maybe it's so that you can save for a portfolio, and maybe start saving for that real thing, where you can do your acting or whatever, whatever your thing is, focus on that instead of trying to focus on money, because you're not going to get enough money that, through working a job. That's never been the case. Oh, good Lord, you're going to get me talking about finances and money now. All right. All right. All right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. Okay. So, whenever you're talking about money, right? And you're talking about what you need in order to get to where you want to be, most people get that misunderstood. They get that misunderstood because they're conflating the two, successful life, more money, which is not the case. You need to start focusing on where you put your money, what you invest your money in. And your investment is what allows you to grow. So with me and this podcast and my book, I'm more focused on my book. The podcast is extra. Y'all are listening to me for free, but the book itself is what I'm really banking on. As far as getting the book out, as far as sharing my content with other people, as far as making the book a series, as far as pulling in attention to it. Once I'm finished with the book, I'm going to, online at least on the audio, once I finish the book on the audio, I'm going to take the actual book, the physical book that I've written, I'm going to rewrite it because that's just how I have to do it. I'm going to submit it. And based off of the following that I had gained through the podcast and through Twitter or wherever, I'm going to sell it. And the money that I get from that, I'm going to build and use the next amount for the next book and keep doing it. I'm going to use the money and I'm going to allow that to generate enough to where I can start putting my money into my major investments, such as real estate, such as the stock market, such as commodities and securities. Using that to turn my ambition into, from just the vision that I had into an actual reality. You know, that's how you do it. You don't focus on rallying for more pay. That's so that's not how you that's not how you be successful in a capitalist system, right? But again, it all comes down to mindset. Everybody's so focused on being the employee. Nobody ever thought about being the employer. And that's where you need to be. You need to start focusing on being the producer in your life rather than the consumer. I mirror a lot of these themes and share a lot of these themes in my book. And it's going to continue on in that way because that's just how I go about my writing process. I understand what it takes to make it in America. I understand what it takes to make it in a capitalist system because I live here, I observed it, I took the time to learn about it, and I'm going to continue to grow in it. That's a statement not just from me being boastful, but because I understand it. Because I understand that you have to take care of your responsibilities, and the only way that you can do that is if you learn. I understand that you have to be led, that you have to be shown how these things work before you can just start jumping up and doing them. And I understand that you have to let God lead all of it because your spirituality is what keeps you from falling into the pits of despair. Prosperity is what we're after. And if we keep pretending that that's not what we should be chasing, that, oh, money is so evil and it makes us evil. No, your own foolish ambitions make you evil. But when you focus on what God is telling you to do, you use that money to grow people, to help people grow, to help communities actually heal rather than burning them down because somebody shot somebody, because a cop decided that they were having a bad day. No, that's not how you do it. Focus, my friends, my children, my elders. Focus on what's important. Focus on what God is trying to get us to do. Be sure to check out South, the Pinewood High School Incident. I released the beginning chapters, and I'm just going to continue to push them out every Friday from here on until the book is complete. So, thank you so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.